Hello. This is Billy Big Cat Pizza, 620 Middle Avenue, Midland, Pennsylvania. If you look out our window, we are coming to you right from our business district here, right on Midland Avenue. Today is the second Friday of Lent, 2026. And although I love fish, like any good Italian Catholic should, I love fish. But today, we're going to talk about sausage. Cecina sausage. See if we got you on here. Where is it? Where is it? Let's do it this way. Cecina's Italian sausage. We use the medium blend, the bulk or loose blend for pizza topping. It's made right now in Pennsylvania for many decades, but this past December 2025, they suffered a catastrophic fire and the poor place lost the whole place. Nobody was there. Since then, the community in Aliquippa and surrounding communities, including us here in Midland, Big Cat Pizza, have come together and we support Cecina sausage. Luckily for them, for a good friend of theirs, a supplier of theirs, gave them use of their facility to make sausage once a week. And Big Cat Pizza is lucky enough, fortunate enough, to be on a short list to get sausage from Cecina Sausage, even though they're only making small amounts. They are working on some things, from what I understand, to start back up full production. So stay tuned with us and them for that. Don't be afraid to subscribe. Follow us on YouTube. I'll put a link in there for Cecina sausage also. Okay, this is what we use for topping. This is their medium blend. This is 10 pounds. I just did a previous 10 pounds. And we're going to prep this up. You hear it? Let's see. Let me see if we can do this. Hear that? Hear that? It's good. I can smell it already. Ooh, it's that good. Okay, if you don't know, and you're not from Midland or Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, or Beaver County, Pennsylvania, or even Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, which is a little further down the road, Cecina sausage has been a staple since at least the 70s. Retail anyway, but they've been making their family way before that. The family's name is Costanza. Cecina refers to John and Charlene and Annette who run the show currently at their sausage facility, the sausage business. They had a grandmother, and her name was Jacina. So that's the name they used in honor of their grandmother. Came here from Sicily many decades back. I've been eating this sausage since I was probably 14 years old. Even though Aliquippa, look at that, is 12 miles up the road from us, down the river, or up the river actually. I personally got turned on this sausage even before I started hanging out in Aliquippa with all my high school friends. I got turned on to sausage probably at age 14. Growing up here in Midland, I grew up 5 blocks from here. Still there. But among the many families we were close to, my parents were close with a couple who immigrated here from Germany after World War II, George and Irma Cole. K-O-H-L, George and Irma Cole. Very nice folks. Emigrated here after World War II. He became a union painter. Great guy, nice guy. He painted portraits, paintings. He painted garden gnomes in his backyard. So one year, right around, sometime around, I think, age 14, a day or two after Christmas, my father says, let's go visit George and Irma. So we went to their house, and George pulled out a charcuterie board, or charcuterie board, or hoochie coochie board. But, and on this board he had some pepperoni and some cheese, some summer sausage and different stuff. And me and my father started tearing into this soppressata. If you don't know, that's a dried Italian hard sausage. Goes good with cheese on a toothpick and a glass of wine. So my father asked George, what is this stuff? Where'd you get it? And George, in his big deep voice, an Italian, or big deep voice and German accent, he said, what's the matter with you Italians? I'm going to teach you everything. Jacina sausage, Aliquippa, Broadhead Road, Jacina sausage. So, at the time, we hunted, and my father was a police officer, and occasionally we had to make trips in Aliquippa to pick up a new uniform shirt or some ammunition or targets or hunting supplies. So right up the street on Broadhead Road was Jacina sausage. So we picked up some sausage and we brought it home and cooked it up. And I've been eating ever since. My previous pizza endeavors, I always stuck with Jacina sausage. And this time around, we conceptualized this thing a few years back. There was no discussion or debate. I just knew I was going to go with Jacina sausage again. I've had sausage. I used to travel for work a lot. I've had sausage this whole tri-state area. Pennsylvania, Ohio, West Virginia. I've had sausage all through here. I've had sausage made in front of me at Philadelphia, South Jersey, North Jersey, New York City, Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, Connecticut, Maine. I've had sausage made right in front of me. It was very good, but not like this. Nothing like this. So after their devastating fire back in December, I didn't make a hasty decision and change sausage. We went without sausage for like 5 weeks. And unless you've been living under a rock or never heard of us, we use Cecina sausage exclusively for pizza topping, sausage sandwich. We simmer rub sausage with our own house-made tomato sauce with fresh green peppers and fresh onions. We simmer the sauce, simmer it down. We serve that on a sausage sandwich on our own house-made roll. Make the rolls right here. And I use this sausage in my own meatballs that I've been making for decades. At home, other places, I've been making my own meatballs for decades. I use lean ground beef and Cecina sausage, a few eggs, and a few other little things. No breadcrumbs. No breadcrumbs in my meatballs, but Cecina sausage. As you can see, this as this is starting to cook down, you might be able to see there's so far I have like no runoff. They trim the pork themselves. Very little runoff. Very little waste. This sausage combined with 85% ground beef I use in my meatballs. And after I bake them up, you might see in previous videos or photos, very little runoff. Very little runoff. Which means the flavor stays in and not dumped out. A lot of times, even at home, I'll get this sausage, I'll cook some up like this, and I'll use it for, I'll throw it in my tomato sauce. Or I'll get the rope sausage and serve it alongside. Or I'll mix up some meatballs using this sausage. It's all good. It's all good. If you're following along Big Cat Pizza on our other social pages, you'll see. Did I say that? This past weekend, one of the groups, the Costanza family, who owns Cecina Sausage, and name is Costanza, they're very involved with the San Rocco Foundation and all equipment. So they advertised it over a month ago. The San Rocco Foundation this past Sunday sponsored Spaghetti and Meatball Dinner, or ZD Meatball Dinner, to raise money for Cecina Sausage to help them out as they restart. So when I found that out, I knew I decided to bring them bread. So I took a bunch of bread down there Sunday morning, and I sliced the bread with them and bagged it up and took a few pictures. I knew a bunch of the Costanzas, and I ended up leaving knowing more Costanzas. Fine folks. Fine folks. Shout out to all Costanzas. With much love for Midland. Very grateful to still have Cecina sausages to serve our customers. So I hesitated back in December, and then finally in January I got my hands on a sample of another brand of sausage. And although I appreciate the help that was extended to me to get that sample, we tried it. It just wasn't the same. And it didn't quite make the Big Cat cut. But thank God, Anna Costanza's the very next day, back in the middle of January, the very next day, I got my hands on 30 pounds of Cecina sausage, and we cooked it up. And although they're making small batches at temporary location, the Big Cat is back on a sausage train. So since January, so make no mistake. That sounds a little bit annoying. That's music. So, for all your sausage needs, Big Cat is back on track since January. We're back on a sausage track. I don't know of many details, and it doesn't matter to me of what the Costanzas are working on right now as far as full operation of Cecina sausage. But I do know, I am told that they're working on some things, and I don't know the time frame, but there will be, Cecina sausage will be back in operation at some time, hopefully sooner rather than later. But they're working on some stuff. That's all I know. You still need a Big Cat mug, let us know. If you're unaware of this, even at this time, I'll say it again. This is the best iced tea you ever had. Tate's Tea, made in small batches, handmade, homemade, in Newell, West Virginia, by Peggy Tate. If you read those ingredients, it says filtered water, sugar, and black tea. That's it. Tea, sugar, and water. That's it. That's it. Nothing else. Has to stay refrigerated. Fantastic sweet tea. Oh my. Oh, we're getting there. I don't know what you all know about food safety and handling meat, especially pork or poultry. For many years, the safe cooking temperature was 165 for fish, poultry, and pork. Well, in recent years, the safe cooking temperature for pork has been lowered to 145 degrees Fahrenheit, the new acceptable safe cooking temperature for pork. But here at Big Cat Pizza, since I'm old, we stick with 160 and up. And I like it. Doesn't have any effect on the texture or the moisture. It's just a habit. Helps us keep things straight. We're cooking up pretty good here. Still a little bit of pink here and there. I have a previous batch I did a few minutes ago. And it is chilling down in our freezer right here. We're going to taste it. There we go. Look at this. Fresh prepped about 15 minutes ago. Taste this up. Salud. Nothing changed. Fantastic. Molto bellissimo, nice. I know it's Friday during Lent, but that was for food safety and testing purposes. Strictly business, not personal. Okay, I think we got rid of all the pink, except for that. Turn these ovens up. If you haven't caught this before, although these ovens are new, they're the same old basic style stone deck, gas-fired stone deck, which means the stone slab inside them is 2 inches thick, and you can only heat them up from ambient temperature, your current surrounding temperature. You can only heat them up. You can only increase them 100 degrees every hour, or you could probably snap or break the slab. So we got to preheat them several hours ahead of time before we get to our operating temperature of 650. Okay, we're getting down to it here. Here's what I say. Cheap digital thermometer. It's certified and calibrated. So we're going to check our temperature. 101, 137, 152, 159, 176. One more time. 147, 171. One more time. One more time. 125, 145, 161, 166. Here we go. That's it. Thanks for riding along. Keep it nicey nice. We're out.